Dr. Zahir Sahlou from the Council of Islamic Organization, Greater Chicago.
Assalamu alaikum. We are here today to tell our brothers and sisters in Egypt and anyone who is longing for freedom that we are with you. Your American brothers and sisters are with you. Our hearts are with you. Our prayers are with you. Your honor is our honor. Your dignity is our dignity. And your dreams are our dreams.
Brick by brick, wall by wall, we will see Mubarak fall.
I think the hypocrisy of the US government is absolutely shameful. Obama said that he's on the side of democracy and human rights. Why has he not cut off the $2 billion that the US government gives the Egyptian government every year? That's how every tear gas cannon, every canister, every tank that we see in the streets of Egypt, that's paid for by the American government. We want that ended right now if you're on the side of democracy.
Brick by brick, wall by wall, we will see Mubarak fall. Brick by brick, wall by wall, we will see Mubarak fall.
I want to call Darlene Atiyah a part of the Young Egyptian American Society.
We are Egypt, we will not remain silent anymore, is one of the chants voiced by the thousands of frustrated Egyptians who are taking it to the streets to claim what is rightfully theirs after 30 years of dictatorship. The US Secretary of State Hillary Clinton appalled the Egyptian people by her comments on the January 25 uprising, by urging the people to exercise restraint. Unfortunately, US foreign policy in the Middle East comes as double standard by supporting dictatorship regime. We ask the US government to live up to its principles of justice and freedom. Today, we're gathered to say to our fellow brothers and sisters who are fighting for our dignity that we are here to support you. Your sacrifices are not lost. This is a call to our people to protect their country and preserve its great civilization and culture.
يا مبارك مهما تعيش يا مبارك مهما تعيش انت في مصر ما تساويش انت في مصر ما تساويش.
So I'd like to call a member of the Students for Justice in Palestine group in Chicago, Sami Kishawi.
Chicago! Flags go up! Put your flags up! Every time the dictatorship stepped forward, the people pushed them 2 steps back. So tell me, Hosni Mubarak, who's scared now? Listen, this is not a youth-led protest as many people think it is. This is not a male-dominated protest, no. This is the mass mobilization of every decent and conscious Egyptian on the face of this earth. And we today join them. We are not gathered here, no. We are not gathered here because we're angry. We're not gathered here because we're reactionary, and we are definitely not here to cause trouble or to cause panic. No, we are here today because we are all Egyptians.
Brick by brick, wall by wall, we will see Mubarak fall. Brick by brick, wall by wall, we will see Mubarak fall.
Okay, next we're going to bring up Heather Benno of the Act Now to Stop War and End Racism Coalition, the Answer Coalition.
Brothers and sisters, this is why we're out here. This is why we're marching, first and foremost, in solidarity with people in the Middle East. But we play a very important role here in the United States. The very same people who send tear gas to Egypt, who send tear gas to Mubarak, who send bulldozers to Israel to murder the Palestinian people, are the very same people who deny us the right to jobs and the right to health and the right to life and housing right here in the United States.
Brick by brick, wall by wall, we will see Mubarak fall. Brick by brick, wall by wall, we will see Mubarak fall.
I'd like to call Maureen Murphy from Palestine Solidarity Group.
Government repression of people's democratic rights is not something endured only in the Middle East, however. Today, that repression is keenly felt by members of the Muslim and Arab communities here in the United States and increasingly by those who stand in solidarity with and organize in support of the people of Palestine. I am one of 23 individuals, many of them from Chicago, including some activists in the Palestinian community who have been subpoenaed by the FBI and are facing a federal grand jury because of our work to end U.S. military aid to Israel and because we organize in solidarity with the Palestinian people. We in the United States can play an important role in organizing to end this deadly status quo, and instead of our tax money being spent on war and death, we need to cut off that money and make sure those billions of dollars, instead of being used to oppress liberation struggles, stay at home and are invested in our schools and our communities.
I'd like to call up Mr. Mohammed Sankari from the United States Palestinian Community Network.
Thank you all, make some noise! Let Mubarak hear us! Let Mubarak hear us in Cairo right now!
Enough is enough! Mubarak has to go!
Comrades, we're gathered here to mark this historic event. What all the older generations have told mine was impossible is now taking place as we speak. A simple fruit vendor in Tunisia in a small town has sparked the fires of a youth rebellion that's engulfing every corrupt regime across the Arab world. The spirit of our martyr Mohammed Bouazizi has left Tunisia and carries the will of the fiery rebellion across the Arab world. We now stand at a crossroads where the new generation demands an end to the old way of doing things. My comrades are rejecting the entrenched US-backed regimes that have arrested them, that have tortured their families, that have stifled their inalienable rights to free speech and assembly. The US has supplied weapons to crush the soul of the population yearning for freedom. But no amount of bullets, or billy clubs, or tear gas canisters could stop these movements.
I'd like to call up Mr. Thair Ahmed from American Muslims for Palestine.
About 50% of the Egyptian people live under $2 a day. That's the international poverty line. Under $2 a day. So Hosni Mubarak can come on any press conference and say as much as he'd like that he's going to get rid of everybody in the government. And he's going to get rid of all of this corruption. But these are just the symptoms. He is the disease, and we have to rid us of the disease. He has to go. Hosni Mubarak has to go.
Okay, guys, I need to call Dr. Ahmed Taha from the Urbana Egyptian community.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. First, I'd like to all of us to send our salutation and our greetings to the great people of Tunisia first, who started the spark. And we have to be very much optimistic that the great people of Egypt continue the spark. And inshallah, the Yemeni people are still in the streets. And we are hoping that it will come after that to everyone who's oppressed in the Middle East, in the Arabic world, and everywhere in the world.
Dick Riley of the Chicago Coalition Against War and Racism.
I've been standing here wondering what was missing from the speeches, the great speeches we've heard so far. And it is this. We haven't taken a minute to remember the martyrs of the Egyptian revolution who have poured their blood on the streets for freedom in the past 5 days.
Break by break, wall by wall, we will see Mubarak fall. Break by break, wall by wall, we will see Mubarak fall. Break by break, wall by wall, we will see Mubarak fall. Break by break, wall by wall, we will see Mubarak fall. Break by break.